Mentis here, mentisapproach.com. I want to thank everybody for all the great emails that have been coming in, and a lot of the correspondences back and forth have been awesome. Today's emails response is focused on dealing with your parents, and this is really dealing with people, but specifically for this guy who is 21 years old, fighting with his parents, and I mean, I fought with them. Sometimes we still fight. It's part of life, and you're gonna have those ups and downs, and the reality is how we communicate. And when we communicate in certain manners, then we really go at it, and it's not good. And a lot of the times you can actually fix a lot of the issues by not fighting and actually negotiating and actually giving them the side of what you need as an adult. Okay. So here we go. Hi, Nikos. My parents are crazy control freaks, and I need your advice. I'm 21 years old. I saw one of your videos about how you made the mistake of not moving out from university, and it is me right now. I am totally screwed, and I need some advice on how to get out of the situation. I'm currently attending university, and my parents have taken away all my credit cards, TV, and even my credit card. They are currently threatening to take my iPhone away too, but I need it for work, so they can't. It was all fine, but I started going out with my friends again, and they got angry that I came home drunk a few times. Dude, you just brought back memories. Okay, the second time they flipped out and took my stuff away. I thought I did the right thing, staying home to save money, and they literally helped me pay for most of my bills, but I feel like a caged animal. How did you deal with this? How can I change their mindset? Whew. You've been going through this for how many years? You're 21 years old, okay? You're at that area where you're bound to finish university soon, right? You're going to be done soon because, what, 18, 19, 20, 21? So you're going to be like, maybe you're in your third or fourth year, maybe you're going for one of those double majors when you're going to be done in, the fifth year. You're almost there, okay? Your goal right now is to survive the next year or two. You have choices, okay? And what you just said down here really put like the understanding of where you're at. They helped you, and because they helped you, they really put you into that scenario where you feel like you owe them, but at the same time they're controlling what you do, and you're really stuck, okay? This is a dangerous place to be at, and it's really where we get into because our parents promise us they're going to help us, and we take the easy route. Is this the easy route? Is this what you should have done? Probably not. But we fall into that because our parents just want to help us, and our parents want to get us through school. They want us to get a job, and they want us to not be, they want us to be reliable, not relied on them. So what you need to think about is where they're coming from. And once you think about it, the reality is they only know what they know from their experience. They only know what they think you should know. They don't know everything else. They don't know what it's like to see other kids or other students go out and get drunk every night and have fun and still manage to finish their studies, or go work or not work or get all this money, all these scenarios. I used to be jealous of some kids that had everything, and I was like, why can't it be me? And then I went and worked, and I dropped some of my courses so I can work, so I can have the cash to go out and party. Crazy. I know. I had fun though. It was great. I enjoyed university because of it, and I went to several schools, and I enjoyed the ones where I was away because I didn't have that guilt trip on the back of me, like my back of my head. My mother going, school, and you're going, I know, and then she's going, we wasting money, and you're like, oh, okay. You're going through that. It would be a guilt trip. So I didn't even enjoy going out sometimes because I had that in the back of my head. It was horrible. And what I realized was the mistake I made was not getting up and moving to where I needed to be so I can go and get the co-op and the jobs I needed after. You're in this position because you've chosen and you're choosing to not change anything. What would I do if I was in your situation? This is summer. So clearly you're in co-op from what I see. And what you can do is come back in September and say, hey guys, it's been a blast. I love what you've done for me. I know you've helped me out. I clearly want to have a better relationship with you. And I clearly want to finish school. And I clearly want to enjoy being out in that environment and maybe meeting a girl, and who knows, maybe a few, to figure out what dating is like, because I'm 21 years old. And then what I would be doing is saying, from this point, I'm going to go and move out, and I'm going to go find a room, okay, where I'm going to pay for $500, and I'm going to go get a part-time job, and I'm going to pay for as much as I can. And my part-time job that I'm going to try and find by September is maybe a couple $100. And if they want to help you, great. And if they don't want to help you because they're totally like, no way, then what you need to do is go back to the drawing board, figure out how you can make more money. You're doing co-op, so this money you're saving, you should be, in theory, you're not living out, you're saving money, and now you can move out. I would go and renegotiate this whole thing with your credit cards. That's, to me, it blows my mind. I do believe everybody should go get credit cards. I believe everybody should go and purchase something once a month. I believe everybody should go pay that one thing off once a month. I believe that people should not have a big amount on their credit, nothing more than 500 when they're doing this, and let that credit grow so you have available credit. So when you finish school, okay, you have a nice credit score, and also you've increased that credit limit, and now you can go out and go rent the place you want to go rent. You can go buy or lease a car when you get that job, and off you go. Now you're starting life, and you can actually buy stuff you need in order to grow your life. And that credit is, you should start it right when you can get a credit card. I depending on what state or province or country you get that credit card. The parents should be watching through and following through to make sure that you're following these rules to have a good credit score. What happens though is they know that you probably went and used your card and got drunk, and you didn't pay that $50, $100, $150 that you paid for the alcohol you bought, and then they go, we're not going to deal with this. I'm not going to be sitting there and you coming back with a $500 tab for me to pay because you're being stupid. Bottom line. So what I would do is go and renegotiate that. Give me my credit card back. Okay. And now you make that, that effort to say, I'm going to keep a $50 budget on it. Okay. If it goes over, because it's still going home, if it goes over, okay, I pay that first. And then I will tell you that I'm buying something over 50. Let it go for a couple months. Then revisit that and be like, listen, I'd be really good, but I want to buy this thing and I have to pay it for it with a credit card, and I want to go over to $100. And then you increase that budget with them. You're negotiating, and what you're doing is you're building trust so that they understand that you're growing, you're an adult, and you need to learn how to really become an adult. Okay? Just because you're 21 does not mean you're an adult. I've been dealing with one of my clients that his kid is 25, and he's like, the kid is 25, yes, he's an adult, but he's not 25 in the mental space. And the reality is, the kid is, I've talked to him, but for certain things he's not. Because his dad did not teach him little simple things. He's got to learn them through experience. His dad can't teach those things. And really, you don't understand what a credit card is, how dangerous a credit card is, until you get into massive debt that you can't pay it down, and that's usually about 2/3 or close to 2/3 of the allowable amount that you have on there. So for instance, if you're only making $500 or $700 a week, and then you have a $10,000 credit card, and you hit the $6,000 mark, or even the $4,000 mark, let's put it there, okay, that $4,000 takes so long to pay off because you have your daily costs plus that stupid credit card at 18% interest. So look at it from that perspective and say, why are my parents being like this? How do I negotiate with them? The other one though, move out. Okay, it's up to you to move out. Go get a job and do a part-time job. School may be tough, okay, but a lot of people do school and then they go work. And this is where planning has to come involved, and make sure you study and you plan ahead on your studies. Very simple thing to do if you work on it. Okay, you need to continually work on it. If you don't, it's a terribly hard thing to do, and you never get around to doing it. But the bottom line is, you're going to be wanting to move out, and then when you move out, and say you move in with somebody, and, maybe a house, like when I was up in Peterborough, I had like a house with 5 people. It was a great time. Okay, I met 5 different characters, And this insane story of an 8-month period where everybody taught me different life lessons and what to do, what not to do, how to be, how to act. One person in there taught me all about how to actually talk to girls and that manner, okay? And then another guy comes up and he goes, this is how you talk to girls when you have a girlfriend, because he had a girlfriend. The other guy was a player, okay? Then you had the other guy who was a total nerd. Then you had like this whole picture of what's going on with different personalities. And I pulled from that. I was able to increase my communication skills. I was able to go out and enjoy what it was like living with other people outside of my family. It changes you as a person. It's a great thing to do. And you know what? Show this video to your parents and tell them, hey, this guy is telling me to do this. How about we analyze why he's telling me to do this? Okay? And this is where you negotiate with them so they can see the why. And what you can do is go do a sublet. 4 months. This is a negotiation strategy. I'm going to try it for 4 months. It comes with a bed because it's sublet. It comes with the bed. Comes with all the bells and whistles inside. I need to move my clothes in and my TV, okay, and maybe bring my credit card along. And now I got a 4-month period to see what it's like. You guys have a 4-month period to see what it's like. And I guarantee you're going to leave for like a month and not want to go back home. But then you're going to be like, I miss some cooking. Let's go home. Or, hey, this cooking sucks. And I really can't spend more than the $50 I promised my mom. So I'm going to go back home and pick up a few things. You're going to be seeing them. And the relationship will change. It'll be awesome. Because now you're growing into that stage where you're going to be like, hey, how do I cook this? And your mom's going to be like, oh, thank God my boy is actually wanting to learn how to cook. And now a bonding will happen. And you'll see what this feeling you're feeling changes. It goes away and that trust builds. And after 4 months, now you could be looking at it as, hey, I only have like 6 months left. Maybe I'll stick with this subletting. I'll go find another sublet. Or maybe I'll find a year rent. Or maybe I'll look at co-op at moving to another city. Okay? Because it's clearly you're finding co-op in the same city. Go to another city. One of my best friends back in the day, I traveled down to, he was in San Diego. I spent a week in San Diego. He was moving back. He enjoyed living in San Diego. And I was like, why didn't I do co-op in San Diego? Do you know what I mean? I could have been like down with the girls at the beach every weekend and experienced a life that I never got to see until I started making money and got to travel. Okay? Point being is what you need to do is negotiate everything that you want. And you need to go in there and really tell them, this is how I feel. This is what I want to do. How do we make things work? And you talk to them like adults. Okay? You don't bring in the child approach or the parent approach. You come in as adults. And that way you can actually negotiate and actually put a smile on your face. This is what I want to see. I want you to email me back and be like, hey, Nikos, I tried one of the approaches that I gave, or I found this new approach and it was awesome. Now what? Where do we go from here? Because your career is coming up and your parents clearly have a big aspect of control on what area and what to do with your life. I want you to pick the career and go to the job that you really want, and maybe that will take a little bit longer. We could talk and go through those scenarios of what your parents want, and I've talked about that in my other videos of what my parents want and what I'm doing now, and it doesn't make any sense to them. And they, like, half the time they look at me like, man, how can I help this kid? Because they don't understand the fact that, I don't want to be in that environment that they see, that fixed figure amount. I love doing what I do, and it's worked out. And at the end of the day, they still go back. My mom still goes back to her idea of what life is and why she came to Canada and the type of life I deserve to have, which she clearly tells me every week. And at the end of the day, I'm doing what I want to be doing. I'm enjoying everything I'm doing. It's amazing to have this feeling. I want you to have that. So go back to the drawing board. Remember to negotiate everything. Really look at everything that you're doing, and everything will take time. No more getting angry. No more fighting. Negotiate. And when you can't win in a negotiation, change your tactic, because clearly your parents are a little bit different than other people. I'm going to make videos on negotiation, but change your tactic. Come back on it where you can do a building approach to get what you want, and watch your life be awesome. My name is Nikos Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. If you have questions or you want to get on a coach call to really go through and hammer out certain situations in your life, and it could be in all aspects of life and business, or if you're just like a student trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, and there's a lot of complexities there, give me a call, go online, book an appointment, and off we go. And that hour could be what you just needed to change your life. My name is Nico Zarantis, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.